The first time I walked into our new penthouse, the scent of fresh paint and polished marble filled the air. I remember stretching my arms out and twirling, laughing in the center of that vast, empty living room, the floor-to-ceiling windows framing a perfect city skyline. I had done it. I had built my dream life from nothing. But today, as I pack a single suitcase in that same room, the silence is absolute. The only sound is the click of my luggage closing, a sound that echoes a single, devastating truth. I would give it all back in a heartbeat for the family I lost along the way. My name is Clara. For 20 years, I was a partner at a small marketing firm and a mother to two beautiful children, Liam and Sophia. Their father, Michael, was a good man, but we grew apart peacefully. After the divorce, my entire world became my children and my career. I was driven by a fierce desire to give them the opportunities I never had. We lived comfortably in a cozy 3-bedroom house with a messy backyard. Life was loud, filled with soccer practice, school projects, and the constant, beautiful chaos of a family. Then my big break came. A startup I had passionately advised was acquired. The financial reward was beyond anything I had ever imagined. It was a surreal, dizzying feeling. Suddenly, the world of private schools, luxury vacations, and a penthouse apartment was not just a dream, but a reality I could grasp. I wanted to give my children a life of ease, to remove every single struggle I had ever faced. I sold our little house and moved us into the sky. I enrolled them in the most prestigious private academy. I thought I was building a legacy, but slowly I began to notice a change. Liam's easy smile was replaced by a constant demand for the latest tech and designer clothes. Sophia, once my chatterbox, became quiet and judgmental, her new friends seeming to matter more than family. A sense of entitlement, a quiet greed began to seep into our home, replacing the gratitude that had once lived there. The turning point was Liam's 18th birthday. I planned a small, elegant dinner at home, just the three of us, like we always did. I wanted to give him a meaningful piece of jewelry, my own father's watch. When I told him, he scoffed. "A used watch, Mom? Come on. All my friends are getting cars. I thought you, of all people, would understand that image matters." His words were like a slap. Later that night, I overheard him on the phone with Sophia. "She just doesn't get it. It's embarrassing. She has all this money and still acts so middle class." I stood frozen in the hallway, the weight of his words pressing down on me. The mother who had worked double shifts to buy his first bicycle was now an embarrassment. The foundation of our family, which I thought was built on love, had been quietly replaced with a currency I never intended to deal in. After that, the distance between us grew into a chasm. My suggestions were met with eye rolls. My attempts to plan a family vacation were dismissed. "We'd rather go with our friends," Sophia would say, not looking up from her phone. "Your ideas are so boring." The penthouse, once a symbol of my success, became a cavern of silence. I would eat my meals at the long, cold marble island, the only sound the hum of the sub-zero refrigerator. The financial demands became constant and brazen. It was never a request, but an expectation. Sophia needed a new wardrobe for a trip to Cabo. Liam needed a loan to invest in a friend's business, a venture that sounded vague and risky. When I asked questions, they would team up against me. "Why do you have to be so controlling?" Liam would snap. "You can obviously afford it. Are you trying to hold us back?" I felt like a bank manager, not a mother. The loneliness was a physical ache. I found an old photo of us building a pillow fort in our old living room, our faces smeared with chocolate. I held that picture and cried for the people in it, for the simple, uncomplicated love that felt a million miles away. The final veil lifted one rainy afternoon. I was looking for a document on the family computer we all shared, A folder was open on the desktop, labeled Property. Inside, I found real estate listings for luxury condos in Miami. Puzzled, I opened the most recent internet history. My blood ran cold. There were searches for challenging a parent's will, what is a frivolous trust fund, and a long, detailed email draft from Liam to a lawyer outlining how my emotional instability following the divorce made me unfit manager of the family's wealth, suggesting that control should be transferred to him and his sister for safekeeping. They weren't just being spoiled children, they were strategically planning to take control, viewing me as a liability to be managed. In that moment, the power dynamic shifted. I was no longer a heartbroken mother. I was a woman under siege from the very people she would have died for. I didn't confront them. I didn't cry. A deep, quiet calm settled over me. The heartbreak was still there, but it was now encased in steel. I made an appointment with my lawyer and my financial advisor, two women I had trusted for decades. I showed them what I had found. Together, we began to quietly, legally, and completely dismantle their plan. I dissolved the joint accounts and untangled all our finances. I created two new ironclad trusts for them, but these were not blank checks. They were structured to provide a modest, comfortable living, with the bulk of the capital locked away until they were much older, accessible only for education, a first home, or medical emergencies. The rest of my estate was designated for a charitable foundation supporting single mothers pursuing education. This wasn't an act of revenge. It was an act of boundary setting, the most difficult and necessary one of my life. A month later, they came to me with a united front. "Mom," Liam began, his tone patronizingly gentle, "we're worried about you. We think it's time we sat down with the financial planner together. You've been under a lot of stress." I looked at both of them, my expression serene. I slid 2 copies of the new trust documents across the table. "I've taken steps to secure all of our futures. Your futures are provided for comfortably. The rest of my legacy will help other women build their dreams without condition." The silence was profound. Then Sophia exploded. "You're giving our money to strangers? How could you be so selfish?" Liam stared at the document, his face pale with rage. "You can't do this," he whispered. "I can, and I have," I replied softly. "This was never just your money. It was my life's work, and you tried to treat me like a problem to be solved." The shock on their faces was the final, quiet confirmation of everything I had feared. That was a year ago. The communication now is sparse, limited to terse texts about logistical matters. The penthouse is sold. I live now in a small, bright cottage by the sea, a place I bought for myself with my own terms. The silence here is different. It's peaceful, filled with the sound of the waves. I volunteer at a local library teaching adults to read. The ache for my children is a part of me, a scar I carry, but it no longer defines my every waking moment. This is my real-life story, a family drama I never saw coming. I learned that the price of the dream life wasn't the money I earned. It was the cost of what I sacrificed to get it. If this emotional story resonated with you, please share your reflections in the comments below. Your support means everything. Subscribe for more calm, real-life stories about family, love, and the lessons we learn.